Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I am your host, Drew Arch. You are now inside the winner's circle, and I'm here with two people that I love. Backstage, we're just having such a great time. They ain't got no sense, but they are amazing. Please welcome to the show again, LisaRaye McCoy and my brother Lawrence Hilton-Jacobs. We're here to talk about the fifth and final season of A House Divided. I want to say these 5 seasons have gone by fast, and we are in the 5th and final season. Congratulations. I know that when you get to that 5th season, a lot of special things happen, a lot of magic happens. LisaRaye, for you, what has been the most amazing part of this journey over these past 5 seasons for you?
The growth of my character, because I started out being a cameo, a guest star, you know what I mean? And it grew due to the chemistry between Lawrence and I. You know, the fans were wanting to see more. And I was just glad that our producers paid attention to that, because I was allowed to come back and the character was more developed, which in turn gives me an opportunity to show more depth and more growth in my performance and my longevity. You know, it allows me to add to my resume to say that I've worked with such a great legend, Mr. Lawrence Jacob himself. And I remember when I first got it, I was just glad and honored that they wanted me to be on screen with him, period. You know, now I got 5 seasons of tape, with him. I love playing the character because we've become extended family. I've grown in the performance area because we've had an opportunity to do so many different things that you don't get a chance to do in life. Meaning, there's consequences if you're killing folks in real life. You're gonna go to jail, but then we can do that and I get a chance to go home. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I'm just that ride or die chick that, since I'm not doing any of that in my real life. Even the love part, the love that Alexis and Cameron shares in this story is endearing, because she's really only doing all this greedy stuff because she loves him, and so he has this chick that's by his side that's willing to do whatever and go down with him, but she has her own alternative motive behind it. But she's so caught up because she really does love him. And so love has such a genuine way of making you do things that you don't want to do. I personally don't know nothing about that, but my character does.
Lawrence, for you, one of the best moments for you over the past 5 seasons.
Let me see now. Okay, here I am. Well, I was trying to get my character to grow and it wouldn't come up. Okay, bad jokes. It's been a fun growth, and Dan Garcia, our creator and writer of the show, exec producer, one of the main directors, he was always giving me something to come with. He was always open to suggestions, but he would bring things that was unexpected, which is what happened to both my characters and LisaRaye's characters. Myself and LisaRaye together, and this is, I think, I wish it would have developed further, but what has happened is that we have such a sincere love as our characters. And it's about the love. It's about these two people who really care for each other and they'll do anything for each other, irrespective of what's going on. But I still have a scandalous family to deal with, so I got to roll with that. And so that's been the through line for me, and what sustains it. I've enjoyed it a lot. I don't have any regrets that this is the final season and all that stuff. Life has to move on, and all series have to. This is my 5th one, so I know they don't all last forever. But this is a long run, a pretty nice run, and we still like each other, all of us. We still get along. I mean, I don't like LisaRaye too much, but everybody else I like. And so it's been nice. It's been all good.
For the both of you, and I want to ask you first, LisaRaye, how does the chemistry come together? 2 actors who are veterans, and you have work outside of this, but when you come together, especially with A House Divided, how do you make that chemistry work that is so believable with your characters? Is it going out for a glass of wine, getting something to eat? Is it a table read? What is it that makes that magic happen, LisaRaye?
First of all, I thought that Lawrence was going to be the one to take me on my high school prom when I was in high school. And I didn't even know him then, but that was what I felt like. I just had to get to the set of Welcome Back, Carter, so he can know the date. And I never made it, you know. But obviously, coming back around and coming to Hollywood and becoming an actress, I met Lawrence on the set of Martin, you know, and that was my very first thing, you know. And I was part of a cattle call, you know what I mean, of just so many women, and I didn't even have any lines, you know what I mean. But he and I made a connection, and I would assume that he saw something in me, if nothing else, but the hunger of wanting to be a solidified actress, you know. And our chemistry was good even then, as him being a veteran and me being a newcomer. He was just so nice and so real to me, till I was just like, wow. Cut to, I get an opportunity now to work with this legend. So you start with respect. I was a fan, and I'm still a fan. And so I'm honored to be on screen with him, because I knew that I would learn from his longevity and from his experience. He's a director, he's a father, he's a grandfather, he's a cook. You know, he embodies such a man, till when you're there, I became a pupil. I became a student. I became a sponge to say, wow, show me, because I want to have a career of longevity like you've had. I've seen him work. I've seen the words on the script, on the paper, come to life, and I've seen him do it take after take after take with so much intensity, till sometimes it's scary, because you're like, wow, you're giving it all, take after take, even when it's not your close-up, even when it's not on you. And people don't realize that you need that kind of chemistry with somebody, because when it's your close-up, you need them to give it to you still, so you can react. And he's not a selfish performer. And so he would allow me to rise to the occasion. And so I get to put that on my resume. I get to be able to say, wow, I've played and portrayed another character with someone that's legendary. And I don't know who I'm going to work with in the future, but this man right here, I'll work with anytime.
Well, Lawrence, that is amazing. So that's some big shoes to fill, Lawrence, because I hope to work with her on screen too. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to live up to that, but I'm going to come close. But for you, Lawrence, you have worked with the likes of John Travolta. LisaRaye just mentioned Welcome Back, Carter, Cooley High. Like, there's so many things. How have you been able to stay so consistent over the years to grow as an actor and as a human being?
You know, Ray said a little bit of it, and you know, and it's having respect, you know, for who you're working with, the craft, the growth. And Larry, Lawrence, everybody calls me Larry. I think you're gonna have a life, man. I would say, man, you know, go get that extra hamburger, go kiss the babies, you know, go catch a window sale, go into life, you know, and give yourself a chance to be real and be honest and come out of that. That's how I approach things as an actor. You know, it becomes some people will say, like, if I want to do a crying scene or something like that, I have to think about my dog being dead. That doesn't work for me. The scene that it's written becomes real, and it just becomes its own reality. And I just let the nature come through. But you have to work with people who give it back, you know, who are receptive. LisaRaye certainly is one of those people. You know, we just like each other. And I say this all the time, but it's really sincere. We just like each other easily. And it was like that from the beginning. All these, you know, many years we've known each other, you know. And so for us to work together was just golden for me. Still is. I mean, I still like her. Tomorrow, I don't know, but today I still like her, you know. And it's just that's what it is. So for my thing of all the years of it, the many, you know, avenues that I've worked, or the many people I work with, I just cherish it all. I mean, to this day, you know, Glenn Turman, when we did Cooley High, is my great brother to this day, you know. And when we see each other, we're like genuine, and we're, you know, our faces light up. And I said, Glenn, we known each other about 50 years, brother, you know, whatnot, but it doesn't matter, you know. Yeah. You know, and I've known Lisa 2 weeks, so there you go.
Oh my God! I think that's one of the pleasures too. It's like you can start a project because you're getting paid. You're an actor for hire, you know. But when you can develop relationships, yeah, that's something that money can't buy. And the experience of us being able to work together has allowed us to become friends. and even closer. You know what I mean? And so you leave a job with knowing more people than you knew before, and being able to make them part of your extended family.
Very lucky.
How important is that piece? We have a lot of people who watch and listen. They hope to and inspire to be as great as the likes of LisaRaye and Larry. How important is it to network and shake hands and kiss babies, as the term used to be when I was, trying to come up in the music business? How important is that?
That's not it. That you have to just be sincere with yourself. You have to be respectful. That's where it starts. You have to also understand that everything that goes on in making a project didn't happen by accident. It was not written by accident. The actors didn't show up and brought a performance because they had nothing better to do. All the crew setting up, even the craft service, they're there for a purpose. So include that, make it all inclusive, be respectful, and let your truth come out, in your art or in your performing, which we call acting or performing. It has to come from that kind of a place. And you should get along with people. Why come to work and be nasty? You have an attitude. I'm not going to name names. I work with some great people that I admired all my life. And when I worked with them, they was big, stiff ones, and I was like, wow, what a disappointment. What a knucklehead, to go there. That's not what it's about. We're here together and we're here to make something happen. So be about that. And when they say it's a wrap for the night, you can go to your life and you don't have to see them if you don't want to do that. Luckily for us, we like each other, period. All of us, so, everybody's sincerely happy to see. We don't see each other as often as maybe we would like to, but it doesn't dissipate any of that. So that's the truth of it. You got to just come from an honest, sincere, non-BS place and just go forward. And that's how you can become a better performer and you can grow and you let life absorb into you so you can let that come out of you and be something. It comes from those kind of places. You have to just be full of major league, and just go forward. Mm-hmm.
And what goes around comes around. What goes up comes down. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So if you stay true to the art and do the work, you know what I mean? There's a respect there. And we have seen it. People can start off as a PA and they graduate and grow, and now they're directors and writers. And so I have absolutely gotten other opportunities because my work ethic is there. Because when I'm there, I'm not hard and difficult. You know what I mean? And so I pride myself as saying I'm going to be on time. I'm going to be professional. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to look to give you what you hired me for. Because you're only as good as your last job. Because so many people coming in between you, after you, on top of you, and so you got to be able to say, "Hey, I can still hang." And I think that we do an awesome job at still being relevant in this millennial day and age.
Don't trip, man.
Absolutely.
We don't have to trip on ourselves. Do your job, be good as you can possibly be, and respect the nucleus of who you're working with. That'll springboard you better and rise you up.
Well, let's talk about the fight for money, power, and respect. Your character, Cameron Sanders Jr., is in a fight for his life to try to figure out why people keep stabbing him in his back, why all these things are happening. As we're trying to wrap this season up, what is your character going to do without giving away any surprises? What is your character going to go through this season that we haven't seen yet in the past 4 seasons, Larry?
It's real simple. He's just kicking some asses and taking names. It's just that simple. He just had enough, and he says, well, now, I'm going to show you how it's really done. And, you think you might have thought I was just chilling out on the side, just taking it. But no, I mean, that's me. Larry Jacobs wanting that to come through, and it's also in the character, in the writing. When you're playing characters for a long time in a show, you have to bring your own points of view to it to make it sustain and last, no matter what's written. As LisaRaye was saying, she knew that she was the sister, my wife's sister and all that, but our love had happened before that, and there's a trueness in that. And so you have to let that develop for what it really is. And we were able to, envelope that and display it and so forth. It's that kind of growth and that kind of a thing that makes it work. And so in the show with Cameron, he sees what's going on. He's didn't like the position he was put into was because he wanted to be a baseball player, but he had to take over this family legacy because that's the way it was. And he saw how it was going, and he allowed it, and then no more. Enough. Enough. And so watch out.
LisaRaye, I got one for you. One of my favorite songs, M2Me, You, me, and she.
What we gonna do, baby?
Go ahead. Sing
I don't want to let you go.
Okay. No, 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 no.
Now, Alexis finds herself kind of double dutching, doing her thing. What can we
it.
expect from Alexis this season?
You know what? I like Alexis because she is down for her man for whatever. And that just shows love. You know what I mean? And because we all know that love has a way of just breaking you down or building you up to do all kind of shit. And she does. She's his ride or die. And so it's almost like, you don't really know what's going on inside the Sandra's house because everybody got their own thing going on. And so he has to watch his back. Cameron has to watch his back from every angle because he really don't know where it's coming from. You know what I mean? He's doing business. He has the family. He has jealousy. He has an ex. He has me. It's a lot. You know what I mean? And still trying to still keep up with his estate. You know what I mean? With his business. And so for me, I initially start out as coming to get some of the fortune that I feel that I deserve. But what you see is that the growth of a man and woman that really love each other because they have love for each other. There's a
Meant to be.
tenderness there, although he is my sister's ex. You know what I mean? And she's deceased now. That's scandalous within itself. But I think that what she does is she says, I was even before my sister. You and I had a thing and we were strong and you left me. So her revenge of that has keeps her confused about him because she's like, how can you do me like that? And that's why I want to come and just take the lifestyle and be the queen of this castle. But I love you, so you can still be the king and I can be the queen and we can do this together. You know what I mean? And so she's trying to marry the two on how she feels, but he's changed her life. He has her on private planes. He has her wardrobe that's changed. We're traveling, stamps on my passport. She is living the life that she feels like she deserves. And she doesn't want to give that up. And I mean, to be quite honest, who in the hell would? You know what I mean? When you
Yeah, of
living like
course.
that the way with romance, it's the bomb. Man, you with the man you love. It's like, let's do it. And so they become Bonnie and Clyde in a way in which it's gonna be quite see episode after episode. It's like, what more can they be involved in? Just,
Wow.
Nice journey. It's a nice growth. What's happening with us, and I'm a little on the edge of it because I wanted that to develop even furthermore. And we wanted it, because we would have a lot of fun with it because we have silly as much as we're playing the lovers, we laughing and being and all that. So it would have been a lot of fun. So it's been a nice ride. Very nice.
We've had scenes where we've had to, when it's cold outside and then we acting like we're in Jamaica. It's like, you can almost see the coldness breath coming from our mouths. You know what I mean? It's like
it's pretty cold. Yeah.
So we've had some times in between take after take that we just standing there and it's like, so what did you do today last night? You know what I mean? Kind of thing. And you really get to know each other and you really get a chance to expand on a friendship and develop it even more.
It's all about respect. It's respect,
Yeah.
And that's the whole basis of it. And we got that.
LisaRaye, I want to ask you this. You have been a ride or die, both personally and professionally. As a Black woman, as a woman of color, how important is it now more than ever for women to stand by their man, to lift their man up, to be a ride or die when Black men are dying at a record rate of not even just violence, but mental health and suicide? How important is that now more than ever?
I absolutely love this question. Thank you so much because our Black men are dying off, not only just dying off from mental illness and no longer being here with us on this earth, but we are killing each other. We're not supporting each other, and we are losing the foundation and the head of the Black household. And we have to stop that because, like I said, love conquers a lot. And so when you do happen to have a ride or die and you know that you're not by yourself, that's support. And when someone has support, you feel like when you're give you a little love to allow you to move forward. So the love between the Black family still has to come along. Yes, men have denounced thrones for women. You know what I mean? And love. But you can't have that if she's not that foundation to you. If you feel like she gonna waver and she ain't gonna be there when times get bad and she's only there when times are great, what kind of partner are you really? What are you portraying? Now I don't know if you're strong enough to be able to handle it. I don't know that if I'm gone and I don't return, that you still got home or you still can run the businesses. Did you learn anything from me in all the years that we were together? You know, you need to be able to have that kind of love and support, honor and respect with each other. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And so we need to see each other on screen portraying characters that are strong and dynamic, dare to dream, because although these characters are fictitious, they're rich, they're powerful, they're doing things that we dream of. Meaning, I'm looking like, hell yeah, I want to live like this. I want to private plane it instead of going on American Airlines all the time. Absolutely. Make my life easier. Hell yeah, I want to be in love and be held and you tell me everything is going to be all right. Because when you're not having that in your real world, then you're able to play pretend and say, you know what though? This is obtainable. I can absolutely have this. Let me write this down as a New Year's resolution or as a manifestation or even an affirmation that I am 2023, that I'm going to have what I deserve. I'm going to have what I need because I know that God gives it to us, but I want to be in alignment with everything that my heart desires. And that's why I am with even my characters and myself.
I love it. LisaRaye, thank you. Larry, I'll end with you, brother Larry. A word of encouragement for the young man of color who's trying to find their way to navigate through life, this thing we call social media, and just trying to come into their own manhood or come into their being. A kind word or word of encouragement.
It's a real simple thing for me is that we have to still belong to each other. We have to communicate. You know, a lot of even with social media, we've gotten so separate and we even become complacent. And a lot of times when people are searching and living on social media, 2 seconds later, they can't even comprehend what they just went through. So you have to talk to each other, you know, put the time in, you know, and it's real simple for me. Your family is number one. If you got kids, tell them you love them in the special ways. And it's not just buying them things or, you know, you got the greatest car in the world. Be with people, talk to each other, because that's your strength that's going to help you to keep going. When you think, and sometimes it's based on raw energy and it seems like you're blind because you don't know the path. But if you know you have a foundation of somebody that you can just have your tears with, or, you know, even make a mistake, that'll thrust you forward to the next step. So that's how you get. I mean, I'm one of the last tough guys, and I got this from my mother, Hilton-Jacobs, who became a minister, and my tough West Indian father, who was a merchant marine, Hilton-Jacobs, where I got my name from. You know, they instilled those things in me. But I came up in that time, growing up in New York, where, you know, it was second generation people off the boats, you know, and stuff like that. So it was still just sincerely, it was like The Godfather or something. Okay, putting all that aside and just getting stuff. We just ain't taking no BS. You know, and for us to go forward, we deserve, as Black men, as women, we deserve to go forward. So it is okay. Give yourself a chance to get there. Put the work in.
You heard it here. You heard it here. Put the work in and just treat each other kindly. Lead with humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is LisaRaye McCoy, Larry Hilton-Jacobs. A House Divided premieres this Thursday, the 12th. But you check your local listings. Thursday, we're going to be in A Ride for Our Life, 5th season, final season. LisaRaye, thank you. Brother Larry, thank you. I always like to end. Tell somebody you love them. It may be the last opportunity you have to do so. I'm your host, June Archer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like it, love it. God bless you.